Here's my promise. I'm going to show you how you can pass any prop firm challenge in literally only 2 trades using a unique risk management strategy called asymmetric compounding. We've now helped over 650 people become funded prop traders, and a lot of it was due to this concept called asymmetric compounding. I'm going to break down why this is so powerful, exactly how it works, and how you can tack this on to any existing trading strategy that you're using. And even better than that, I actually turned this asymmetric compounding concept into an expert advisor or bot, and I'm going to show you how you can get it completely for free, so make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video. Now, I originally learned this asymmetric compounding concept from the guy that wrote this book called Naked Forex. I believe his name was Walter Peters. And I ended up taking one of his courses, and he talked about this concept called asymmetric compounding that blew my mind. And as soon as I learned this, I started teaching this to our community of traders, and it caused an insane amount of success. Like if you just look inside of our group, this was literally just today. This was somebody that passed phase one, this guy passed another phase one, this guy made profits on his funded accounts. Here's somebody else that passed phase one. Here's somebody that got 2 more funded accounts. I even passed a 100K phase 1 account. All of this happened today simply because of this asymmetric compounding concept. So what I'm about to teach you is very, very powerful. So let's go ahead and let's actually talk about how you can pass any prop firm challenge in literally only 2 trades due to asymmetric compounding. So here's how it works. Now, you know, with most prop firms, you generally have to do like a 10% profit target, or you have to do around like an 8% profit target in order to pass. Let's just take 10% for example, because this is a little bit harder. So the way that this works is we need to have just a favorable risk to reward ratio. So that means we can risk 1 in order to make 2, or we can risk 1 in order to make 3, for example. But in this case, let's say that we're going for a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, or to put it in terms of your account balance, we're risking 1% in order to make 3%. So here's the way that asymmetric compounding works. So let's say for our first trade, we go ahead and we risk 1%, okay? If we win that trade, we're gonna be up 3%. We're gonna earn 3%. Now, on asymmetric compounding, the whole idea is to just win 2 trades in a row. So what we do when we do asymmetric compounding, instead of going and risking 1% again, what we're going to do is we're going to risk our winnings. Okay, so I'll just put this over here. We're going to risk our winnings plus our original R. Okay, so our original risk is 1%. So winnings 3% plus our original R 1%. So we're going to risk a total of 4% in order to make a total of 12%. Now, obviously, if we happen to just win this trade right off the bat, we're up 3%, we're up 12%, boom, we passed the challenge in literally only 2 trades. Now, the chances of that happening right off the bat aren't that likely, but just to give you an idea of how this can actually play out in your favor, let's just do a scenario. Let's say that you risk 1 in order to make 3%, and let's say that you take a loss. So your count is down -1%. You risk 1% in order to make 3%, and you take a loss, okay? You're down -1%. Again, if we don't win, then we don't asymmetric compound. We only asymmetric compound if we win. So now we're down, -2%, right? And then we go ahead and risk 1 in order to make 3%. And let's say that we win this trade. So we won that trade. So now our account balance is actually +1. Now, if we risk, since we won this trade, we're going to risk our winnings plus our original R. So we're going to risk 4%. And if we win this, then we're going to make 12%, right? So let's just say that we win that, boom, we're over 13% and we pass the challenge. But let's just say, let's play this out even longer. Let's say that you happen to lose this trade here. So you risked 4, you were up 1%. So now you're down 3%. Again, all we need to do is just eventually win 2 trades in a row. So for example, again, if we lost, we'll go back to risk our original R, which is 1%. And again, here we're risking 1% to make 3%. And if we win, okay, great. We made 3%. We're back to break even. We're back to 0, right? Now, what do? We risk R plus our winnings, which is going to be 4% in order to make 12%. And again, all I'm trying to do is win 2 in a row. And if I do that, I'm up 12%, and boom, I passed the prop firm challenge, right? So this is extremely, extremely powerful. Now, this is just if you're going for a 10% profit. A lot of prop firms are actually even easier to do than this. And maybe you only need to do like an 8% profit target. And if that's the case, then you may not need to do a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. So what you could do is is you could go for like a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, meaning that we're risking 1% in order to make 2%. And again, the game here is the same. We're risking our winnings plus R anytime we've won a trade. So let's say that our first trade, we go ahead and we risk 1% in order to make 2%. And let's just say, for example, we win that trade. Cool, we're up 2%. Okay, what do? We risk our original R plus 1%. So we're risking a total of 3% in order to make 6%. And if we win that one, boom, we've made 6% and now our account is plus 8% and we passed the prop firm challenge just like that in 2 trades. Now, you can do a variation of this, right? You could do 1 to 1.5. You could do, 1 to 2.5. You could do 1 to 3. You could even do 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. And this concept of asymmetric compounding will still work in your favor, but it's best to do like at least a 1 to 2 and ideally like a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. Maybe a 1 to 2.5 is also good actually also. So you may be wondering like how often can you actually win 2 trades in a row with a 1 to 2 risk to reward or a 1 to 3 risk to reward? It may not happen that often. But if you think about it, when you play dice or you're playing any sort of dice game, you know how often if you're rolling dice that how often you actually end up rolling doubles. It's actually more often than you think. And actually you have a higher chance of winning 2 trades back to back than you do of rolling doubles in a dice game. And you guys know how often it is that you roll doubles. I mean, if you just take it, basically there's 6 different combinations of doubles that can be rolled. And there's a total of 36 different outcomes that can happen when you roll 2 dice together. So really you have like a 1 out of 6 chance of rolling doubles, which you should actually have an even higher probability of winning back-to-back trades using an asymmetric compounding scenario than you do of actually rolling back-to-back doubles. So it can happen actually quite frequently. Now, here's the really cool thing that I love about asymmetric compounding is that you can apply this to any trading strategy that you have. If you have a trading strategy that has a favorable risk to reward ratio, it doesn't matter the strategy, you can simply apply this to it. And from all my testing on it, it'll make you more money over the long term than if you're to use average sort of compounding increments. So when we first started teaching this asymmetric compounding concept, one of our YouTube videos ended up going viral and people really, really liked it and we're having a lot of success with it. And then we had people asking if we could actually turn this into a bot so we could automate this process. And that's exactly what we did. And we ended up creating something called Titan AC or Titan Asymmetric Compounding. And it's been doing really, really amazing. And we actually want to give it away to you for free. So basically, if you look here, any of these strategies that you see Titan AC, this is our leaderboard essentially. But basically, you can see our top strategy right now was actually created by Titan Asymmetric Compounding Bot. Just to give you an idea, over the past 12 weeks, it's passed 100% of the times. And over the past over 52 weeks, it's passed 80% of the time essentially. And you could see actually here each day, had you have taken a prop firm challenge every single day at the start of each day, whether it have passed, failed, or been a retake, which has been pretty crazy if you look at the long streak that it's been on. And this is all back-tested data, but the cooler part about this is actually all forward-tested data. Anything that you see here with this symbol here, this is actually how it's actually performed in the live market. And you can see it's just been on an absolute tear, passing and in profit. And the ones that it's in drawdown, and it's like just maybe a couple $100 in drawdown. So it's been performing really, really well because this concept is really, really powerful. And what we're doing right now is we're giving the Titan AC bot away for free to anybody that joins the prop farming program. So if you're not familiar with that, this is the program that's been able to help over 650 people become funded prop traders. And for anybody that joins, we're actually going to be giving Titan AC away for free. So if you'd like to use this asymmetric compounding bot and you're looking for ways that you can pass more prop firm challenges, then go on over to www.propfarming.com to fill out an application to see if you qualify to join.